Hi, this is Ainsley. Welcome back to Seven That's a Wrap interviews. Today I'm here with
Tim, Wright.
And how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, awesome. I'm just going to ask you a few questions today.
Sounds good.
Okay, first one. How long have you been here at Severn?
I've been here since 4th grade, so a very long time.
I'm not doing that math, but okay. So how has your life revolved around your school besides the 7 hours you have to be here each day?
I think maybe a little more than I would want, to be honest with you. I tend to overcommit myself, so fellows project could be 2-3 hours a day, could be 6 hours someday, could be no hours the next day. And then
yeah, I feel that.
I know shout outs are later, but shout out Mr. Bodley. Lots of map time. I don't know, I've probably spent 20 hours on maps.
Yeah, you gotta make them perfect.
20 out of 20 though, what can I say? So I would probably say another 3 hours, 4 hours a day.
Ugh, that's a lot. Next question. Who has been your favorite teacher throughout all your years at Severn, if you had to choose?
I'm going to go with Mr. Curran from 7th grade history.
Okay, throwback.
Yeah, I know, right? He's not here anymore. But
He's not?
No, he left, unfortunately. But he was really cool because he was one of those history teachers, it was U.S. history in 7th grade. So that's kind of a hard one to teach, especially when you have modern politics going on. But he was so good at being unbiased about his own opinions and having us debate that no one knew what his political views were the entire time.
Yeah.
Which is hard if you're a U.S. history teacher.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, he was great. He would make us do debates and everything and force us to, debate whether or not we agreed with something on a specific side. So I love that class.
And how do you think this teacher impacted you on both a personal and educational level?
I would say on an educational level, I think I gained a better understanding of how important it is to just kind of approach a situation from an unbiased lens. And then from a personal level, I think I was more able to see kind of how cool that was, just in a person.
Yeah, totally.
So,
yeah, well, great. Okay, next question. What clubs have you been involved in? I'm sure you're going to talk a lot about engineering club. And what made you interested in joining and eventually leading engineering club?
Let's see. So, well, actually, first I was in archery for a while, but then I ran out of time. That was fun. I really love the archery club, but I think my bow and arrow is still here, but I don't even have it. I probably should grab that. But I had to stop doing that, I think, 2 years ago. But then later I became engineering club leader. I love engineering club. It was hard last year. I couldn't do that much because I didn't have that much time and I was all stressed out. But this year we're coming strong, and I just love, even maybe more than just the challenges, all the time that we have before the challenges leading up to it, brainstorming and planning these things and building this big cardboard ramp together and all that stuff. So it's a treat, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're able to do that because for me, engineering club wouldn't be something I'm particularly drawn to. All those challenges make it so fun and something interesting.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah.
And as a senior, in your professional opinion, do you ever think it's too late to join a club or something you're interested in?
No. I mean, senior in high school, just figure it out. I mean, you're probably going to have the most time this year, at least, I guess other than freshman year, but I have probably more flexibility this year than I have in the past for sure. So I wouldn't say it's ever too late.
Great. Okay. I know this is going to be hard to choose, but if you had to choose, what was your favorite moment of your high school experience? I think I do have it pretty clearly. I want to say it was sophomore year cross country championships. We had JP Meyer, Jamison Wilt, Lewis Lenz, Eric Maltz, all these. Wow.
Yeah, the whole crew was over there.
Yes.
We took the win, and JV won. Jeffrey was leading the pack right behind this big gator thing. He was in first place, and it was just so fun. It was not even necessarily that we won, but we just felt it was such a family vibe, even though we were a team, because that's kind of just part of cross country, but it was especially strong that day. So I'm gonna remember that probably my whole life. Yeah. Yeah,
I think Severn does a very good job of having your teams be your family. So
yes.
That's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there any one thing you would have changed?
I would have not worried about grades as much.
That's the consensus among most people.
I'm sure it is, because it's really easy in the moment for me to just, I don't know, worry about that one extra point and think, oh, that's going to get me to college. That's going to get me to college. Which, I mean, if it's going to take 3 hours to get that extra point, you should just go to bed or have fun with someone or hang out,
Totally.
So I still, don't get me wrong though, it's not a sob story. I've had a ton of fun, but if I had to change something, it would be that.
Okay, what is one decision you made at Severn that changed your interest or positively impacted you? I
would say one decision was get involved with Severn Christian community. That That was really fun. We're a really great group now. I mean, there's just a lot of frequent people. You know, we get new people all the time. And it's really fun because we just have lunch every week. Yeah. We hang out, and it was another one of those like family aspect things where you can grow closer to people and to God. So great. I would say that.
Awesome. I'm glad you mentioned that. And you're the leader of that now.
Yeah, I'm one of the leaders. Yeah.
Awesome. What has been your greatest contribution that you have made to Severn? It could be big or small.
Maybe it is the Severn Christian community, because it was me and a few other people that kind of grew it a little bit this year. So it was maybe like 4 people last year, but now it's more like 15. You know, so it's a great group of people, and so I'm happy I was able to be involved in that, for sure.
Well, great. Thank you. Okay. Do you think Severn has promoted a projected career path for you at all?
I do. I love mechanical engineering. I have probably my whole life. And the school's been very helpful with that. With just how open they are with the GIC, and like none of the teachers here are afraid to let students like do something different.
That's great.
Or special. Like there's a lot of trust, I think, that happens at the school. Maybe partially because of the small size, but also just the faculty are like very trusting and cool people. And so there was that, and then like access to like more advanced math classes through MSON and all these things definitely set me on the path to be able to do some of that stuff. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad you're able to like really like dive into your interests like that. Okay, so you run for cross country?
I do.
Okay,
yeah.
Awesome. So how do you think that community has? I know you touched on it a little bit, but like how has that community changed your path at Severn, and like what was your favorite aspect of that sport in that community?
Yeah, so I love cross country just because the nature of the sport, just off the bat, is really conducive to just fun. Because, I mean, if you don't hate running totally, which is me and a lot of people, some people on this team actually do hate running too, but I don't know. That means the community is really good if you hate running and you still join cross country. Yeah. So, because, the reason is every day you're pretty much, maybe you're going on the trail, maybe you're going through a neighborhood, but you're off campus doing something, you're hanging out with your friends and working hard and cheering each other on every single day. And a lot of times there's like, you reconvene with your coach, but mainly you're just with your friends because the coach can't be with everyone. So I would say there's a lot of bonding that goes on there. And I noticed that throughout school too. Like you meet a lot of new people, and then, you have more people to say hello to down the hallway and more friends. So it's awesome.
Keegan and I love music, so we have to ask, what is your current favorite song or favorite artist, something like that? Honestly,
I'm gonna have to go "If I Ain't Got You" by Alicia Keys, hands down.
Oh my God.
What's the thing on the Spotify where the Spotify raps? I do YouTube music because I'm weird, but they have a version of that. Don't give me that face. They have a version of the raps. And Alicia Keys was my top.
Really?
Yes.
That's
crazy. It was mostly just that one song, but yeah.
Wow.
Love it.
YouTube music rap is crazy. Oh my God.
I see the judging going on here.
Yeah, I'm definitely judging. But I am an Apple Music user, so.
No, fair. So you can't even say anything.
I can't really say anything, but. How has the community of our senior class evolved since you first got here?
I would say we were always like one of the more well-behaved classes.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out Mr. Otero. Mm-hmm. But I think this year, we definitely stepped it up. Just the way that things are organized, for Sing for Your Supper and all that was huge. I feel like we're just really involved class, just all around. So
yeah,
I would say we started good, but then we kept growing.
Yeah, it's got better. Mm-hmm. Only ways up. Mm-hmm. Okay, final question. Do you have any shout outs or people you want to give a thanks to?
Yeah, shout out AZ, school president. I love that guy. Shout out Aiden Shadalak, who's our Supreme Class representative.
Oh.
Shout out Charlotte Riley for the Sing for Your Supper organization. That seems like an absolute nightmare.
Definitely.
Don't know how she did that. Shout out Mr. Otero for screaming at us all the time.
Yes, much love.
Shout out Mr. Anderson. Gare Bear. I actually don't know that. Okay. But we love him.
Yeah.
Best engineering teacher ever.
I don't actually know him, but.
Oh, if you did, you would know.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Yeah, thank you.
Bye.